Hello, everybody. This is Martha Alter Hines with Living the One Light. So in this video, I'm going to talk about very powerful first new moon of 2024 that we have coming up on January 11th, 2024. It's going to be a new moon in Capricorn at 20 degrees of Capricorn. And it is, I would say, one of the more powerful new or full moons of our whole year of 2024. So we're starting out the year actually in a very powerful way. And there's many, many layers to all of it. And I'm excited to drop into all of it with you. I would say in the year of 2024, April to me by far is probably the most powerful. February is also very powerful, but January is quite powerful too. And I mean, other times are also, but April is just, can't even express how powerful. So January doesn't it's not, that extreme as April will be maybe, but it's really, I would say, I would call it a deeply powerful month in this like base note kind of deep way. So let me show you the chart of the new moon, and then I will drop into the themes that are feeling particularly alive. All right, so here is the new moon. The new moon, like I said, is going to be at 20 degrees, 44 minutes of Capricorn. And a few very significant things about this new moon. So first of all, it is conjunct Pluto. It's a wide conjunction, but it's a conjunction. Definitely energetically, the new moon and Pluto are together for sure. I feel them. They're like almost magnetically pulling in with each other. That's how I feel it. And even more significant is that the new moon is going to be squaring the nodes of the moon. Incredibly powerful, especially with Pluto there. So as I've talked about in lots of other videos and lots of other astrologers have been talking about all year 2023, I would say the biggest energetic significant phenomenon of 2023 astrologically is that Pluto was squaring the nodes of the moon. It was exact in July of 2023, but that energetic of Pluto squaring the nodes has been really alive through the whole year. And now Pluto is moving on from that square. But what I feel this new moon doing on many levels is it's basically saying to us, hey, hang on a second. Yeah, like we're about to move on, but we're not quite done yet. Hang on a second. There's wisdom here. There's some things that we need to just tend to a bit more. Come back for a second. Hang on. Let's take a step back and figure out how we want to do this moving forward, maybe in a different way. So in that, I want to slow down a little and talk about retrograde motion and in particular the pattern of Pluto as it's moving, in and out of Aquarius. Because so what's going on in this month of January, one of the humongous things going on is that Pluto will enter Aquarius for the second time on January 20th, 2024. So 9 days after this new moon. A couple other things going on in this time period that I'll drop into a little more in a minute is on December 30th or 31st, depending on where you are in the world, Jupiter also will be going direct at 5 degrees of Taurus. And then on January 26th, 2024, Uranus will be going direct at 19, wherever it happens to be right now. Where is it? There it is, 19 degrees of Taurus. So Jupiter and Uranus within this, the time frame kind of around this new moon, both before and after the new moon, will be going direct, both in Taurus. And this new moon actually is going to be trining Uranus, and Jupiter will be on this new moon, will be trined by Mars. So there's a lot of this Earth energy really, really prevalent. And actually, at this time, also, Pluto and Sedna will be trining each other, also again in Earth signs. With Pluto and Sedna both doing this dance between their Earth sign and the air sign that they're moving into. So Pluto is doing a dance right now between Capricorn and Aquarius, while Sedna is doing a dance between Taurus and Gemini. Okay, so many things to drop into with all of that. And then, of course, Uranus rules Aquarius, which is what Pluto is about to be moving into, right? So everything's connected. Okay. All right. So slowing down a little bit, what I want to talk about with the retrograde journey, and in particular with the Pluto retrograde journey, is not all the planets, but virtually all of the planets have a retrograde period. I mean, the sun doesn't go retrograde from our perspective. The moon doesn't go retrograde. So, not everything goes retrograde, but basically everything, pretty much everything goes retrograde, other than those things. So, when planets go retrograde, from our perspective on Earth, astrologically, that's often experienced or thought of as a time when we get to review and reorient how we're going to approach our relationship to that energetic, whatever it happens to be. The journey of Pluto is really interesting because it often will pass most planets when they go retrograde will pass a particular point 3 times. Sometimes once, but often 3 times. With Pluto, occasionally it's once, sometimes it's 3 times, and often it's actually 5 times. So, and that's because Pluto moves so slowly and is so far away from us. So something that I feel in general with the motion of Pluto is that it is a planet that holds such deep potential for incredible soul level transformation that it needs our being needs time to integrate, and it needs time to have this dance happen multiple times. And in general, we need time to have a moment where we're getting a chance to reflect and then move forward, and then reflect again, and then move forward. So as Pluto is entering Aquarius, it's doing this a total of 3 times. It's entering Aquarius a total of 3 times. So we had the first time it entered Aquarius in March of 2023. We're going to be having the second time coming up on January 20th, 2024. And then we're going to have the third and final time it enters Aquarius in November of 2024. And so what I feel in this new moon and in this moment where right now Pluto is sitting right there at 29 degrees of Capricorn, like it's so close to entering Aquarius. It's almost there, but it's not quite. And it's sitting with this new moon in Aquarius and in Capricorn, which is squaring the nodes of the moon exactly. And so the bottom line that I feel in all of this is that this new moon is helping us to pause and take a moment and say, okay, wait, we've done this once. We're about to do this a second time. And then we're going to end up doing it a third time. So let's hang on a second. what have we learned? What can we do differently? And how do we want to use this time, actually? So we're going to have, from January to November, January 20th of 2024 to November of 2024, where Pluto will be in Aquarius for the second little dip, right? And then it's gonna dip itself just briefly back into 29 degrees of Capricorn from September of, I hope I'm getting saying these things correctly. Okay, so Pluto will be in Aquarius from January 20th of 2024 to September 1st of 2024. And then it'll dip back into Capricorn, the 29 degrees of Capricorn, just briefly for a couple of months, 2.5 months, and it will fully then enter Aquarius in November of 2024. If that was confusing, let me know and I will write it out for you in the comments of this video. So we're going to have from January 20th to September 1st in 2024, when Pluto will be in Aquarius. And we had just a couple of months in early 2023 when Pluto was in Aquarius. So it feels to me like, in a sense, the cosmos and our, the intelligence of the divine is in an ultimate way is giving us this opportunity as Earth beings of this planet, beings of, who have emotional bodies and physical bodies and etheric bodies, giving us a chance to test the waters of Pluto and Aquarius, take a step back, finish up what needs to be finished up in Pluto being in Capricorn, and then enter Aquarius a second time. We get to try it out for a bit longer. This time, instead of 2-3 months, we get to try it out for what, 7-8 months. And then we take a step back a third time, come back, just a little bit in September, October, November of 2024, go back into Capricorn, and then we really move into, like if let's say we're swimmers, we want to swim across a pool or a lake or something. And in early 2023, we just kind of waded into the water a little bit and we stepped back out onto land. And then now in this year, we're going to maybe fully submerge our bodies and swim around a little bit, play around, but we're not going to totally swim across that lake. And then we're going to step back onto the land for a couple of months in late 2024. And then in November of 2024, we're going to really be on our way swimming, if that analogy helps. That's really what it's like. So what I want to say in that, I'll come out of this screen share. What's feeling really important in this is when I'm praying on this lately in this morning, a couple of really important things. So number one, like I said, Jupiter will also have just gone direct in Taurus on December 30th, 31st, depending on where you are in the world. And Uranus will be about to go direct also in Taurus on January 26th, 2024. And Uranus rules Aquarius. So we have these, even as Pluto is entering Aquarius, we have the ruler of Aquarius going direct in an earth sign. So two things. Number one, what the spirit world is saying to me is that we need, as we are sort of testing out these waters for a second time, one of the key components of moving into this this air sign time is the remembrance that we are still Earth. We're very definitely here as beings of the Earth. We have chosen to incarnate in Earth bodies to be of Earth, not to be disincarnated, because otherwise we wouldn't be incarnated, right? So, and then going along with that, another thing, yeah, so it feels like in general, as we're about to embark on the second journey of Pluto being in Aquarius, we have infinite possibilities of what might be alive in each of us individually and as a collective of, okay, so what do we want to do differently this time? We kind of dipped our toes in the water. We maybe waded into the water in early 2023, with Pluto being in Aquarius. And now we're gonna really swim around and try it out and maybe doggy paddle and I don't know. But what did we learn? What did we enjoy about that? What felt good? What felt in integrity? What didn't feel in integrity? And what's kind of dawning on us that maybe we didn't realize the first time we tried it out? And I would love to hear your feelings on that. I mean, I think I'm just going to be naming a couple of them that are coming to me, but this is a collective journey. This is a collective discovery. So please, 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 in the comments, please share whatever is alive for you. But so the first one that, it's very alive in my own praying is this remembering that we're still Earth. Even though these air energies are going to be much, much stronger in a certain way, we're still Earth. We are embodied as Earth beings. Number two, that goes along with that, is that when we think about Pluto and Capricorn, which is what we've been in for years, Pluto and Capricorn, as lots and lots of us have been talking about and feeling, is very related to a dismantling of the structures of our world, especially the ones that no longer serve, dismantling of structures of patriarchy, bringing up to the surface the traumas and the horrificness that has been on this planet, that's been part of this planet's experience for millennia. And that's absolutely true. I mean, that's the case. That's definitely the case. Pluto helps to unearth, bring things up from the dark that need to be seen and brought into the light, etc. Definitely part of what's going on. Another component, though, that is feeling more and more and more key is also, as we're doing this dip back and forth and this, like feeling like there's some unmined gold still in that Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn time, is that something that's super key that the spirit world is showing me over and over again, is that there's also incredible wisdom in Capricorn. Capricorn is about wisdom. That's what it is. Capricorn in its ultimate level is our wise ancient selves. It's the wisdom of us all as ancient beings of existence itself being a wise grandmother, grandfather presence. And so something I'm recognizing in myself and I'm seeing maybe around us is that when we are so adamant that we need to be dismantling structures, it's really easy to feel like we're in a mode of just getting rid of things. And then not remembering maybe all of the good that's there too, right? It's both and, it's not either or. So this gets into a whole big topic that I touched on a little bit in the full moon video I did on the full moon in Cancer that we just had on December 26th. You can go back and listen to that too. But so this relates very much for me to a remembering of ourselves as beings of Earth and wisdom keepers of Earth, and the remembering and the presence of our original ancestry. So again, this is a whole topic, and again, I talked about it in that video, but I just want to mention briefly that on December 26th, at the time of that full moon in Cancer, I actually held a channeled healing circle. And when I channeled, what came through was the spirit world basically led us into an experience of going back to what they called the beginning of time. And, there's so much more there also that I could just go on and on and on and on here, but I won't. So, but what they did is they helped us go back to the beginning of time in this particular sense, and to find and be with our original ancestors. And what they mean by original ancestors is this energetic of ourselves as source who have chosen to incarnate, right? There was at the very beginning of time, the beginning of space, which exists always because there is no time and there is no space, but in that mode of being, source has chosen to incarnate, to be in time and in space, and that and time and space includes all dimensions and all places and all times, but one of those places and times is here and now on Earth as us. And but at the very beginning of time and space, we and the energetic of ourselves as the quote unquote original ancestors of ourselves chose to incarnate. And that energetic is pre-karma. It's pre any kind of experience, good, bad, indifferent. So there's no it's very pure in a sense. And to be able to find and remember that energetic, suddenly it just feels super key, because it's like the origin of Capricorn energy in a sense. It's this ancient essence, pure essence of our grandmother, grandfather energy. That's really what Capricorn is. Capricorn is actually not patriarchy. Patriarchy just happens to be the structure that our Earth world has taken on for a long time in much of the planet. But the original essence of the Capricorn energy, as the structures of our world, has nothing to do with patriarchy. It is deep wisdom, which is what we are. And it actually comes from incredible love. So as we are moving into, as we're letting go of the structures that no longer serve, there's also this very key need to take with us what does serve. So in other words, we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Like, we don't want to just get rid of everything. That's not helpful. Once again, we're here because we're here. We're not here because everything is a disaster. I mean, some things absolutely are a disaster, but there's a lot here and in ourselves, in our deep DNA ancestral knowledge, in who we are as beings of source, as light, as earth. There's so much here as the earth itself that is incredibly beautiful and deeply wise, deeply loving, and deeply healing. And so as we're about to, embark on our second journey into the Pluto in Aquarius time, it's like I could cry. I mean, it's we're not just getting rid of stuff, we're also remembering so much, so much that's here, that's us. that came before us, that comes after us, that's all of it. Yeah, so that's a second component that feels really important that we really sit with in this time of the new moon being in Capricorn, with Pluto in Capricorn, with Pluto about to enter Aquarius, with the new moon squaring the nodes of the moon. It's a choice point. It's like a choice point of, okay, how are we going to do this? Are we going to do this with a sense of wholeness and love and acknowledgement of this deep wisdom? At the same time, we're still letting go. We're still letting go of the hurt and, the things that don't serve. But we have an opportunity to hold it all with this deep, deep, deep wisdom that we come from, that we are, that is who, that is existence itself. Yeah, there's so much more there. So much more there. And yeah, and just to say, again, so Jupiter going direct December 30th or 31st, depending on where you are in the world, at 5 degrees of Taurus, again, emphasizing we are Earth. Taurus, we are Earth. Uranus will be going direct January 26th, also in Taurus, we are Earth. And then Jupiter and Uranus are moving, Jupiter will be moving to conjunct Uranus in April of 2024, which is one of those off the chart, astrological things happening coming up in April. But yeah, as of this, just staying here in the end of December, January of 2024, and not jumping ahead yet to April, because we will get there and it will be what it will be. But just in this moment, it feels like it's a Capricorn energy also is very much about often slowing down and just being here now and feeling that deep wisdom of ourselves as Earth, of what has come before us, of the wisdom, the ancient wisdom keepers that we are too. Yeah. So again, so much more there. Let me feel, I'm just going to take a minute and feel what else needs to be said or is alive before we conclude this video. Okay, I think there's infinite things I could talk about, but so what I will talk about, though, if something else comes to my mind that I need to say, I will say it before I finish this video. But what I do want to talk about is what I will be holding in 2024, because it's really powerful and goes actually along with these themes very, very much. So, like I said, I just had that channeled Deep Peace and Healing Circle on December 26th, and it actually is a precursor, or sort of it's like a beginning to the divine, the ultimate divine blueprint awakening journey. That is one of the two main things I'm going to be holding in 2024. And so in that year of the divine blueprint awakening journey, what we're going to be doing is it's going to be all, channeled and guided. We're going to meet. It was originally actually going to be a once a month gathering. And now, given what occurred on that December 26th gathering, we all came to the realization it needs to be twice a month, because so what we're going to be doing is once a month, I will be channeling a guided experience of us to be held by the spirit world, to be going essentially chakra by chakra through the year, to be clearing and then coming into our ultimate divine blueprint of our whole energy being. And we'll start out in January by spending that month, with the totality of our energy being, but then starting in February, month by month, we're going to be going chakra by chakra. So Earth Star and, first chakra, second chakra, on and on like that. But what I feel coming in that, given what occurred in this December 26th precursor to that series, and is included in the series actually, is that especially when we're doing Earth chakra, first chakra, maybe even second chakra, there will be a component for sure of ancestral healing in that. And not so much in the sense of a lot of really beautiful work being done in ancestral healing where, you more consciously go back into the storyline of the ancestral lineage. And I highly recommend doing that as well. I mean, there's wonderful people out there doing that kind of work. What this feels like is it's more going to be about those storylines might arise certainly as part of this time together, but really it's about holding the energetic of it and coming into a healing on an energetic level of all of the parts of ourselves and coming into a really healing and whole relationship of ourself to whatever happens to arise in any part of our energy being. And so when we're focused more on ourselves as Earth, which is where we're going to be starting with, and our base chakra and second chakra and the more kind of earthy parts of ourselves, certainly there's all kinds of trauma and all kinds of things that have occurred even in our ancestry that are ready and wanting to be healed and to be integrated in a whole new way, so that again we can come into ourselves as beings of earth, beings of light, beings of cosmos, and beings of this ultimate divine blueprint that is who we are, and that is who we are needed to be as we move into those new energies of 2025 and 2026. So again, I talk about this in other videos. I talked about this a lot actually in the Astrology of 2024 workshop, which I held, which is still available recorded. But in the energies of 2024 in general, especially the month of February, the month of April, and then next September, October of 2024, there's so much supporting us to be coming into this ultimate healed divine blueprint of the energy body that is us. And something that I know from my time as a psychotherapist, I'm not working as a psychotherapist now, but I have many years of experience doing that and working with trauma and all of that kind of thing, is that when we are healing ourselves and reorganizing our energy body and integrating into a new way, it needs to be done over time. Sometimes changes can happen really instantaneously, but even then, it needs to be held very carefully so that it can integrate in a holistic, sustainable way. And again, there's so much there that I could just go on and on and on about that. But that's why the spirit world is guiding me to hold this series over the whole course of the year of 2024. So that's available, and absolutely I would love for you to join if that is calling to you. So again, we're going to be meeting, everything will be recorded though, so you don't have to be there live, but we'll be meeting once a month in 2024 to do the guided, channeled experiences led by the spirit world to be coming into this ultimate divine blueprint of our energy bodies. And then once a month, we will have a sharing time where, if you want, optional, you don't have to do that, but if you like, we'll have time to share what's arising in all of that. Because what happened actually in that December 26th gathering, just on a basic level, is that when I channeled that experience of coming back to ourselves as or remembering our original ancestry, so much arose for each person in that group and me as well, actually. And like I said, I was originally going to be holding that series just as a once a month gathering, and I realized no, we need time to be able to talk about it also and to share, because so much of the transforming I feel happening in the sharing and in the wisdom arising in you, not just coming through me, right? Again, this is a collective journey, collective discovery. So yeah, so that series will be a twice a month gathering, all recorded and available for you to join anytime you like. It'll be starting in January. And then the other big thing I'm doing in 2024, which also I've made lots of other videos about, and please reach out to me if you're interested, is I'm going to be starting on February 1st, 2024, the Infinite Soul Wisdom Astrology 101 course and sacred journey. It's like, I almost don't even want to call it a course. It's really a sacred journey. And it's about actually this whole topic. It's a healing, it's a sacred container for remembering yourself as a wisdom keeper of existence. That's really ultimately what it's about. We will be learning astrology, but we're going to be learning astrology in a way that I wasn't taught, and that I don't know of anybody doing the learning of astrology in this way. It might be out there. If it is, please tell me, because I would love to know who those people are. But again, there's other videos, and I will link another video where I really go into depth about that course. So I won't rehash the whole thing here, but if you are interested, please, and you have questions, please email me. And I'm happy to set up a time, like a free 20-30 minute Zoom call with you to talk about whether it's a good match for you or not. It starts February 1st, 2024. It goes for actually 13 months. And there will be 4 guest speakers: Heather Ensworth, Julia Balaz, Kelley Hunter, and Chris Skidmore. And I will be leading the majority of it. And yeah, it's really about remembering astrology through your soul, through your body, through your being. So I will teach astrology. I will teach the signs, the constellations, the zodiac constellations, the planets, mainly from an evolutionary astrology perspective, but also with some kind of shamanic astrology in there. So I will teach the cognitive learning part, but then I will also be once a month holding a guided, channeled session where we then come into a remembering of our own relationship to each of the planets, to each of the signs, to each of the constellations, the zodiac constellations, and some key stars are actually also. And then we'll be also diving deeply with Chris Skidmore into the mythology around each of those archetypes. And then we'll have sharing circles once a month where the wisdom that's arising through you, that's wanting to birth through you about each of these archetypes, the signs, the planets, then we'll get to share that in small groups once a month there. And we'll also be having a total of 6 ceremonies in that year, 13 months, where again, the real point is for the spirit world to be holding space for this to be a portal of remembering, a remembering of yourself as this ancient wisdom keeper, and a portal of remembering actually for astrology itself to rebirth itself through each of us, through all of us. So the course, the Sacred Journey, is perfect for you if you know nothing about astrology, you're a total beginner, and it's perfect for you if you're even a full-fledged practicing astrologer. It's about learning it from the ground up, and it's also about just letting it rebirth itself through you. So you're welcome. There are people who are already involved in the course who have already signed up, who are on the whole range, the whole spectrum. And I know that I am going to be learning a ton through the whole thing. So it's really about, it's about letting the cosmos speak through us, not so much about learning the facts to then be able to repeat them. Although that is there. It's not there, but that's not really the point. So again, if that calls to you, if you feel like maybe you're meant to be part of that and you want to talk about it with me, I'm more than happy. Please email me at livingtheonelight@gmail.com. I have a sliding scale option of payment. So I'm trying to make it accessible to as many people as possible. And I think it's going to be incredibly powerful and really fits with the themes of 2024 and all these things I was just talking about. And actually, if you feel called to do both, which several people already are signed up to do, people doing the Astrology 101 course get a 25% discount on the Divine Blueprint course, and actually they get a 25% discount on lots of things. And people in both of those get a 20% discount on any personal, like one-on-one sessions with me. And then the very final thing, the other thing I'm going to be doing in 2024 is my regular monthly membership. And that is for people who want soul community. And that's very, very, very affordable, $22 a month. So you're welcome to join that. And I'll put all the links here. And that membership also comes with a 20% discount on lots of courses that are already available. It actually comes with a 20% discount on the Divine Blueprint journey. And I'm and it also comes with a 20% discount on personal sessions with me. And and so much more. Okay. I think that's enough for now. But if you're interested in any of it and you have questions, please be in touch, livingtheonelight@gmail.com. And if you're interested and didn't already sign up for the free gathering that I had on December solstice, it's still available indefinitely. You're welcome to sign up for it anytime. The recording is there. And that was really powerful. And it actually speaks to so many of these themes also. It was pretty off the chart. Very, very powerful. So please join that if that calls to you as well. Be in touch anytime. And I'll see you soon in 2024. All right. Sending big hugs to everybody.